Hi guys, and welcome to the Cutting Room Floor podcast. I'm Laura, and I like all things Marvel, murder, and marine. And joining me each week will be my co-host Brian, and co-creator of this podcast. He is awesome, and what he doesn't know isn't really worth knowing. So let's get on with the episode.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's us once again gracing your ear holes, which is totally gross. I'm never going to say that ever again. Hey Laura, how are you doing?
Hi. Alright, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. This is the third time we've done this
Oh my goodness. Like, I think this proves that we actually want to do this. Because the technical difficulties that we have had today. So apologies, because the last two attempts we've both thought have been really, really good, and then one didn't record, one was really crackly and you couldn't hear it. So we just hope that this one actually records properly, because otherwise I might just stop this podcast after episode 2.
Yeah, we'll just kill ourselves now to avoid having to deal with this anymore.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Right, welcome to the show. This week we are talking about the Dark Universe. So,
Universal Monsters.
Exactly. The Universal Pictures are trying to pioneer their own multi-film cinematic universe, which they've done before, which they had in the past, and we're going to talk about that briefly and a few other bits and bobs. Let's just crack on. We've not seen The Mummy, but we've got second-hand accounts of all the spoilers. So we're basically seeing The Mummy, and, you know, we'll watch it at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, not a big deal. Apparently it's not that great anyway. So burn on Tom Cruise. Well, let's start with some stats, because starting with stats is always good.
Brian loves a stat.
I do love a good stat. So opening weekend for this, on a budget 125 million, 31 million opening weekend. See, that sounds like a lot to me. But when you compare it to some of the others, which are about to, it's not that great. Compare 2017's The Mummy, for example, with the much better 1999 The Mummy.
That was a great film.
Yeah.
The Mummy Returns. Classic adventure films.
Yeah. Classic 90s sort of...
Oh, they were great.
Fun times. Brendan Frasier, where did he go, man? I mean, I know where he went. He's actually... He's having, like, loads of issues with a massive lawsuit and losing loads of money. Because of a really messy divorce, which is really harsh. So that sucks. But maybe make another film, because we love you.
George of the Jungle!
Fucking love that film.
Oh, George of the Jungle is great.
What a good film.
Language, Brian.
I apologise. We're just going to go ahead and put the explicit tag on this one as well.
And it's all your fault.
It is. I'm naughty.
You're a naughty boy.
But, yeah, so, numbers-wise, 31 million doesn't really mean much to me. But Wonder Woman, which we loved, 58 million. So that's quite a different comparison. Which wasn't the comparison I was just about to make. 1999's The Mummy made 43 million on a budget of 80 million. So actually, much less budget and like an extra 10 mil in the 90s. Probably a lot of money. I mean, you know, in ye olde money from the 90s.
So, they've already got rid of one film. Are they going to end up getting rid of this one as well?
Yeah, well, I mean, let's talk about that. Like, they get rid of... they effectively ditched the first attempt at making a cinematic universe, which was Dracula Untold. Well, the most recent attempt anyway. let's talk about Dracula Untold for a bit.
Yeah!
Like, okay, first off, Luke Evans, he's great. He's kind of
Luke Evans is great.
He's Luke Evans and stuff. He's not really anything more than himself. But yeah, so...
Oh, that's not fair. He was a very good Gaston.
Okay, yeah, actually. He was pretty freaking good.
He was horrible.
Being a massively obnoxious
big
guy.
Oh, he's a face you'd want to punch.
Yeah, definitely. Gaston, not Luke
No,
Evans.
not Luke Evans, no,
Yeah,
Gaston.
different people. When he's got the Gaston mask on.
Yeah.
What were you going to say? Sorry, no.
Go on.
Well, Dracula Untold, the plot of was basically I'm the king of my castle and I've got to protect all my people from a massive war, so I have to go into a cave and get superpowers. Doesn't really sound like a Dracula film to me, to be honest.
I don't understand why Dracula is a baddie. He bites people, turns them into vampires. You know, he's based on a true person, Vlad the Impaler, who used to chop off his enemies' heads and stick them on spikes. Like, why then change this story to make him like
fallen hero?
I'm going to save my village. Like, if he's going to be a baddie, make him a baddie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't make him some like anti-hero. Oh, I'm only doing this for the good of my village. Like,
yeah, like I mean, Dracula has powers, and they're all designed on being as creepy as possible, like charming women with magic and like controlling people's brains and disappearing and reappearing and turning into a bat. In Dracula Untold, he could summon a fist of bats.
Oh, that was cool though.
I mean, but that's what I mean. Like, that's fucking sweet. That's some awesome superhero powers. That's not really scary Dracula powers.
No, that's like Green Lantern.
Yeah, you might like, yeah.
But then the other thing was, like, I know they were like shoehorning it in to be part of this franchise, but the ending where it was like, oh, and the game is afoot, or the game is on, or whatever.
Switch to modern day after being medieval for the entire film. And
like, why do that?
It doesn't.
Why make people out to be stupid? Because you're basically like, you know, feeding them the information like, oh, you need to know that we're now in modern day. This looks like his wife. This is the old man. But you can't work out that something else is going to happen. We have to actually tell you.
Yeah. I mean, I walk around all the time and say the game is on.
Yeah.
I'm just every now and again I'll just chuck it out.
Every time I walk into work, I'm like, and the game is afoot. Like,
yeah, exactly. Ridiculous.
It's stupid.
But then none of it makes sense anyway, because it's like his wife clearly died of old age. No, died not of old age. Died during the course of Dracula Untold. So this is obviously not his wife. So
is it a reincarnation? Is it someone that looks very similar? Like,
the plot doesn't make any sense.
What does it matter?
So the other thing was Charles Dance's character, the monster.
Why is he not all ugly looking?
Yeah.
How can he be in the sun?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
His whole shtick was, if I give you powers, you have to replace me. Now, if you're replacing him, does that mean Charles Dance becomes human again? But if he becomes some immortal badass who comes to the modern day, then all our Dracula, Luke Evans, has to do is do that to someone else. Convince someone else to become Dracula. He becomes an immortal badass.
Oh, but he wouldn't, because he's a good guy. Ugh. But
yeah.
I don't understand.
It didn't do so well anyway. It's 70 million budget, 217 million it made. Strictly speaking, films have to make like triple their budget in order to
be classed as success.
Yeah, do consider it successful, and that 70 mil probably didn't cover marketing budget, which is probably another 70 mil on top. Marketing is incredibly expensive. So, yeah, considered not very successful. So that's why they canned it, ultimately.
Yeah. But I don't understand how they're going to interlink it. Because, so in the Mummy film, you now have the Mummy, which the film kind of weans off towards the end. You have Tom Cruise as...
someone, don't know his name.
Set, the god of death, or whatever, the bringer of whatever, and you have Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. So you already have 3 monsters there with different motives, different whatever. Like, if you start bringing more, you start bringing the Invisible Man in, they've already cast the Invisible Man, Frankenstein's monster, and they're going to cast the Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's like follow-up films.
Like...
completely dependent on the success of this film, by the way.
But, like, what are they going to be fighting? If that is how they're going to do it, as that it's going to end up being a team-up, like, what are they going to be fighting? What's worse than all the worst monsters? They're going to be fighting... socialism, like they're going to be fighting global warming, like what? They're going to all have existential crises.
Don't know.
Or they're going to start doing like Creature from the Black Lagoon versus Wolfman.
Yeah,
and then it just
back to the old school,
and then it just ends up like that YouTube thing.
Or the versus channels that are just like, oh, this Pokemon versus this.
Oh, I was more thinking like Butterfly versus.
You're talking about like the
Scorpion,
the weird Japanese insect battles.
Yeah,
which are amazing by the way.
They are super good.
They got like they bring up stats for the beginning of the fight. They have a commentator.
Oh, it's really good.
It's the best.
But like. What are they going to be fighting against themselves?
Yeah, well,
they're going to be sat in a room having a bicker about who left the toast on. Like,
I mean, this is the thing. Like, the only antagonists that I can think of in this world, I guess we've already seen. Although, I kind of would like to see again, admittedly. So let's talk about Van Helsing. Like this, the old Hugh Jackman Van Helsing film. How good was that?
Really good.
That's very silly, very cheesy, but like
super good.
Tons of fun, and yeah. So that's it. Like in this Universal Monsters universe, that's the kind of people they have to go up against, like regular people. Well, more or less. Like I don't know. Yeah, I'm not convinced by it either, to be honest. I would like to see. Admittedly, like a flip on its head kind of. They're being hunted by a group or like an undercover,
and what they have to work together.
Yeah. To
like save themselves,
or not even working together. Just literally, all the films are just them hunting them. Just take them out one by one. Crossbow bolt to the head. Next. I mean, they wouldn't last very long. You're looking at me very disapprovingly on that.
Yeah, it would be great.
No, yeah, but yeah. I mean, the only other way to go is to have them team up. It's weird. It's a weird concept.
But I don't know who they would team up against,
or why they would team up,
Yeah, like if they're the monsters of yore, like. They're all quite they have selfish reasons. For Phantom of the Opera only wants the girl and will like kill anybody else. So like, he's not going to let Wolfman come in and throw his mane around and seduce his girlfriend, is he? Like,
Wolfman notoriously sexy. Women do like hairy guys.
Yeah, I know.
Fact.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you, babe. But like. It just doesn't.
So where do you see it going now? What do you want from it?
A musical.
Okay, all right. So you scrap the serious idea. That's been done.
I want a Hunchback of Notre Dame Phantom of the Opera riff-off.
Like Pitch Perfect style.
Pitch Perfect style competition. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm very on board.
That's,
That's the dream.
That's all I want, really. I don't see where it can go, really, that it wouldn't just annoy people.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't, it doesn't have a cohesive...
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I mean, if you're talking Marvel and DC, they have a very easy way of getting people together. They're like, we're the good guys.
Yeah.
Like, it's very easy to go, here's a big villain.
Or that's what they're going to do. They're going to be like, we're the bad guys, we're going to team up and just mess everything up.
Just ruin the world.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But then are people going to want to watch that?
Probably not.
But then, people would probably watch, the King Kong, Godzilla fight off. So why would they not watch?
Yeah.
Creature from the Black Lagoon facing off against Frankenstein's monster.
Hey, I'm kind of excited for Godzilla, King Kong. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah, I mean,
but
we've not seen Kong Skull Island yet, but it looks pretty good. Yeah. And we did very much enjoy Godzilla. So
yeah, I
just want to see Godzilla rip another thing's head off and shoot laser beams down its throat.
But obviously, Tom Cruise set whoever he is.
Yeah, all right. Let's talk about this in more detail.
He's not going to be a bad guy. Tom Cruise does not play bad guys. Yeah, traditionally.
Exactly. So
what's he going to be doing?
So through the course of this film, he somehow gets the powers of the god set.
She gives them to him.
Well, it's super vague. She presumably is thwarted by him.
He breathes on people.
He gives them the kiss of death.
Yeah, he breathes on them and gives them either life or death.
Yeah. Well, this is so. To be honest, that's firstly that's a really weird power. That's not useful in any way. I guess you could just kill all your enemies straight away, but that's not fun. And I guess you could bring all your friends back to life, but again, kind of destroys the worry about anyone dying in this universe. Because just
Tom Cruise can
give old Tom a ring.
Yeah,
he'll breathe into them, kiss them. Weird.
Meh.
I'm sure some people would refuse. They'd have a DNR that's just I refuse to come back to life if Tom Cruise has to kiss me.
Yeah, I'd probably have that waiver. Do not resuscitate by Tom Cruise.
Please, God, no.
But no, I just
not sure.
I just don't get it.
Not sure at all.
There's too much we have to make everything joined together.
Yeah.
Why can't films just be films in their own right?
Yeah. Some of the more fun films that we've seen are more isolated from the rest of the films, and that's why they're more fun. Guardians of the Galaxy is more fun because it doesn't have to tie in with this massive universe in the same way as the other films do.
Yeah.
It can be its own thing.
It's that thing of jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Of Deadpool was an R-rated movie. So then Logan was an R-rated movie. DC saw that Marvel are making more, light-hearted, upbeat. So they do a more sort of light-hearted Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
But
sure, yeah.
Just do something different. People want to see something different.
Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of old people sitting in a boardroom, not really understanding how the world works anymore because they've got so much money, and they just go, what's making money right now? We need to do that. How many wizarding schools are there? Holy crap. How many young teen novels involve a boy not realising he's special, then going to a school where he learns how to be special? So many. And then we just churn them out all the films. It's insane. Do something different. Do something fun.
Yeah.
Comics has it kind of alright in this department because there are just so many. It is basically that. It's so different and varied now that if you don't want to read Marvel or DC, you can just go ahead and read a comic about a man who has the power to see the memories of anything that he eats.
Chew.
Yeah, phenomenal comic book. Really good comic book. And yeah, just a bizarre world where chickens are illegal and he can see the memories of any person he eats. It's crazy.
Yeah, make a film about that.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's like,
okay, if you were casting, who would you cast?
What as like future?
As future, well, so we've got Invisible Man has already been cast. Ugh. Johnny Depp.
Sure.
But at least he's going to be invisible, so you won't actually see his greasy face. And then Javier Bardem has been cast, I believe, as Frankenstein Monster. If I'm wrong, you can tweet us.
Yeah, tweet us.
But I'm pretty sure it's Frankenstein's Monster.
We're just going to get a load of corrections now. Everything we said up to this point, completely wrong.
That's fine.
Tweet us at TCRF Pod.
Yeah. So, Wolfman.
Yeah.
Who would you cast?
Right. Yes, good question. So, I kind of like Anthony Hopkins as an older Wolfman and training like a young Wolfman. Like, I try constantly think of actors who are not just cast for everything Marvel. And
Do you know? Oh no, that's the wrong man.
Who are you thinking?
I was thinking, oh my god, it could be that like the film Ant-Man, but Ant-Man isn't Anthony Hopkins. That's Michael Douglas. Oops.
Different old guy. They're both old.
I think Liev Schreiber.
I don't know how you say his name.
Schreiber.
Maybe.
You know, Saber-Tooth-esque.
Yeah,
he'd be pretty good as a Wolfman, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I'd pay that. Definitely.
Swamp Thing. No. Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Creature from the Black Lagoon. We need someone... you know what? Screw it. We'll just have Aquaman. We'll get Jason Momoa involved. He likes water.
No.
Chuck him in the suit. He's scary.
Andy Serkis.
Don't give him a mask. Andy Serkis.
He can do all the, you know...
A bit more monstrous. A bit more animated. Yeah. Chuck him behind some CG. He loves it.
Phantom of the Opera.
Gerard Butler?
Would he sing?
Yeah.
Phantom of the Opera.
Could you imagine?
Love that.
He just appears on the scene, every scene, and just starts busting out some lyrics.
Although, I don't think they actually sing in it. I think the singing voices are dubbed.
What, in the Gerard Butler?
In the Gerard Butler, yeah. I rewatched it the other day, and I'm pretty sure...
That's not Gerard Butler singing.
Yeah.
Drama.
Yeah.
Wow, did not know that.
But,
my mind is blown.
Yeah. There's, what other one? Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Hunchback of Notre Dame. Somebody's got hump. I'm terrible at this.
I think I quite like Jonah Hill for it because
it's like a comedy one.
No, if he did serious, just because I always think the Hunchback from, you know, my undying knowledge of Disney films, he always seems quite, you know, sensitive, quite vulnerable, and I feel like Jonah Hill has that vulnerability.
Yeah, sure.
that he could do it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, he's I think he'd be alright. Yeah, I think he'd be pretty good. He'd add some levity to it as well.
Yeah,
comedy. I think, you know, that's pretty important in the dark universe. You know, you've got to have some balance.
Got to have some funniness.
Well, just moments when it's just a bit lighter. Otherwise, the film is just miserable.
Yeah, you don't want it to be sad all the time, do you?
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, well, got any other thoughts on it? No. I'm not that bothered, really. Not too excited about the Dark Universe at present. No. Not enough to wow you.
It's not going to be any Mummy The Mummy Returns. Like, that kid in The Mummy Returns, when he has that bracelet on, and he's like, I'm going to go and look at the pyramid that's flashing out of my arm.
That's pretty right.
And, he does that funny line to, what's his name? The Mummy.
The actor's name, you want to
know? No, the actual mummy. What's he called? Aminette, no?
No, that's new Mummy. I don't remember the mummy's name.
Well, you can tweet that in as well.
Yeah,
and he does he does all the quips and all the.
Yeah, he's quite amusing.
He's really cute
as a little kid. I wonder where he went as an actor. I wonder if he's still going.
Where all child actors go.
What, died in a cocaine-fueled stupor
somewhere?
No,
just goes and becomes property developers or, get real jobs.
Money.
Yeah.
Living the dream.
Living the dream.
Yeah, no, those Mummy films were great.
Shall we segue to another dark universe?
What do you have in mind?
DC's dark universe.
Well,
because it wouldn't be this podcast if we didn't talk about DC.
Or comics in general.
Or comics, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's definitely going to happen. I mean, let's be honest. There are already rumours circling the rumour mill, as I like to call it. Everyone likes to call it that, not just me. But yeah, no. Now, do you like the DC's Dark Universe?
No.
So DC's Dark Universe is basically the DC's magical characters all band together. So we've got Constantine, we've got Swamp Thing, Zatanna, Dr. Fate also makes an appearance because he's very magical. All that kind of stuff. All that good stuff. Does that interest you at all?
No.
No. See, I'm really hoping that they'll bust out a Constantine film, and it will just make me forget all about the DCEU. I mean, I'll happily. So
is it going to be separate to that DC?
We don't know.
Okay.
At the moment we have no idea, but I'm pretty confident they'll definitely.
But
let's be honest.
The DC universe is dark enough already. They put that stupid Snyder filter on it, make it all bluey black, all the time. It can't be any darker because you won't be able to see it. It would literally just be a black screen, just with people talking.
Can't argue with that.
Why don't they make some happy things? There's got to be some happy characters in DC.
Let's talk about Batmite. I know, just the first one that came to mind.
No, don't.
Do you know who Batmite is?
I don't. It doesn't sound good.
So Batmite is, I shit you not, a fifth dimensional imp with all the extra dimensional...
Mixel Piddledick!
From the same world as Mixel Piddledick. Not the way you said it. We'll beep it, it's fine. But yeah, so fifth dimensional elf, Mr. Batmite, who has all these powers, can do whatever the hell he wants on Earth and reshape our reality if he wants to, chooses to dress as a miniature little impy Batman and just fuck up Batman's life. And it's the best every time he appears. This is so good.
Can you imagine Batfleck having to deal with that?
Acting alongside a couple of tennis balls floating through the air as Batmite. That'd be good.
Okay.
Get Andy Serkis in for that as well. He would love it.
Maybe I'm slightly more on board if they use Mixel Piddledick and Batmite.
Some good stuff in there, in fairness. But no, I mean, it's not all. We've gone on about this in our last episode, which you should definitely listen to if you haven't already. But The Flash is not a miserable character.
No, but he's miserable in this.
Well, we don't know.
From what we've seen.
We've seen him for 2 minutes.
Yeah, but he looks drawn and gaunt and gross.
Nobody can replace Grant Gustin as the Flash anymore for you, can they? There's just no way.
No. After that last episode, my Grant Gustin shrine has... No one is going to be a better Flash than him. Especially after the last thing that I saw, what's his name?
Ezra Miller.
Yeah, in
New Flash.
Was that haircut.
Oh, you're talking about
in Fantastic Beasts.
Fantastic
no.
Beasts, yeah.
If he allowed himself to have that haircut, I can't take him seriously. Jeez, that was bad.
Yeah, he also looks like a massive hipster.
Flash isn't a hipster.
No, that's what I mean.
Flash is a good old homeboy. He's my homeboy. No.
He's supposed to be like this nice, really confident, chatty man who makes quips. Kind of Spider-Man-esque, kind of making quips all the time.
No, I don't like it.
No.
I don't want any more darkness in my life.
You don't want, like, a Matt Ryan to come back as Constantine. Matt Ryan from the TV series Constantine that had one season that we loved. And then
that was a good season.
But yeah, you wouldn't want him to come back and play Constantine in a dark universe. That wouldn't interest you at all?
What would he do?
I don't...
Would he...
That'd be like an artifact or something.
Would he be interacting with the other DC characters like Batman and Superman?
I think to start off with, you wouldn't tie them all together because I think that would be kind of a bit of a
Arrow.
shot in the foot. Just get... And what you're saying, like have a Green Arrow in this universe as well in
Why not?
the DCEU. That could be confusing.
He's as boring as the rest of them.
He's got a bow and arrow. He's got a sweet bow and arrow. You love bow and arrows.
He has got a sweet bow and arrow. It's the only sweet thing about him.
Oh, he's got a sweet blonde beard in the comics as well.
And one hand. No, I can't. No, I don't want any more sadness.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done. How good? Like Wonder Woman, hope and love.
Yeah,
love it. Balance it out.
We want more happiness. We want more colour.
Yeah.
We don't want greys, blues, and puce anymore.
Yeah. Shall we get on the phone to Zack Snyder? Just tell him.
Stop using your filter.
Yeah.
It makes my eyes sad.
Absolutely. Well, it's is there anything else you want to say on the DC's Dark Universe? I'm up for it. Basically, I'm happy to look away from Batman vs Superman. I never have to think about that film ever again if I can. So, if Warner Brothers makes something good, I'll watch it. Are you interested?
No.
There you go. Done. Decision made. There is something you are interested in.
DC stands for don't care.
Alright, well, you just totally ruined my segue. Thank you.
That
was a good joke, so you're forgiven.
Thanks.
There is something you are interested in, though.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something you want to talk about for a bit.
Yeah. Brian's going to let me discuss my passion in life, which is true crime. So, yeah, I'm really interested in all things like true crime, so podcasts, TV series. I watch a lot of Forensic Files and Homicide Hunter. Basically, our TV is pretty much set on the Crime and Investigation channel.
It is.
And last week I watched a TV show which is on BBC. It's on BBC iPlayer, and it's a 2-part documentary about the Chillenden murders. So the Chillenden murders, if you are not aware, Chillenden is a place in Kent where a mother and her daughter were murdered, and then the attempted murder of her other daughter. And this murder was committed in 1996, and the case is brought up to modern day. And
in this documentary.
In the documentary.
So it's a modern documentary from this year, last year?
This year, I think.
So 20 years after the fact,
yeah.
These guys are investigating.
Yeah, and so it's a group of experts. So there's forensic scientists, detectives, there's lawyers, barristers, and they're looking through all the evidence basically to see if they think the evidence fits who committed the crime and that the right person is in jail. And And I just think it's so fascinating that 20 years down the line, basically they're looking at exactly the same evidence, drawing very, very different conclusions.
Sure.
And one thing that shocked me quite a lot was that the case basically hung on a shoelace, and they were trying to find this shoelace in now times, and they couldn't find it. It had disappeared.
This integral piece of evidence.
And so one department was like, yeah, we definitely sent it back. And then the other department is like, no, we never received it. And that fundamental piece of evidence has just gone. So, like, there was a lot of forensic evidence that was bought from that.
Jeez.
And, yeah, they just lost it. So, if anybody is particularly into true crime or, you know, the justice system, like, it's a really good 2-part documentary to watch.
Yeah, sure.
And it's really interesting. And just anything like that is pretty exciting to me.
It's pretty interesting stuff. Like, kind of like the Making a Murderer stuff as well.
Yeah, that sort of thing. There's another show on there which I haven't watched yet, but I've heard really, really good things about it. It's gone from my brain.
Sisters.
What is it called?
Sisters Keepers?
The Keepers. Yeah. About
Sisters Keeper is a book by Stephen King that I was thinking of all the time for some reason.
Yeah. Basically, it starts about the murder of a nun.
Yeah.
And then actually it ends up being about child cruelty and, you know, child abuse. And it's just how one thing that you investigate leads to this whole new thing, like Cropsey. Which I watched last week.
There's another one that's on Netflix?
It's all, on Netflix. It's just that, you know, how one... It's like pulling the thread. When you just pull a little thread, and then this whole thing starts unravelling, leading you down a completely different path. And I think that's why I enjoy true crime quite a lot, because you can hear one side of a story and have one opinion, and then hear another side of the story and get a completely different opinion.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it was about the Australian podcast Do Go On about Charlie Chaplin. And in his lifetime, he was involved in a paternity suit. And they had...
So this was back in the 40s?
40s sort of era. And they had taken a blood test, but they didn't enter it into evidence. So I don't know how they decided that he was the father to this child. They just decided, I don't know whether they flipped a coin or they got...
So this paternity suit was handled and then he had to pay out then?
Yeah, so he ended up having to pay child support, but how they did that or how they decided that he was the father, I don't know if they got witnesses in, yes, I saw them having sex, like...
That's pretty weird.
They wouldn't use the blood test evidence, which I don't know whether it proved he was or wasn't the father, but...
That's pretty weird.
Yeah, he ended up basically paying child support because someone decided that he was the father with no actual evidence.
Hilarious. Yeah, I watched the sperm fertilise the egg.
Yeah.
I was there.
I was there
that day. Oh, that's weird.
But it just, you know, how, you know, science and just in 20 years, how the science has changed, that they can see this case that was essentially a cut and dry case in 1996 is now
a whole new light.
A whole different perspective is being drawn about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, if anybody wishes to watch something true crimey, I highly recommend that.
Yeah, for sure. Amazing. Right, well,
anything else?
I'm gonna get you talking about games at some point.
You can get me talking about games.
Just gonna chuck that at the end there.
You can get me talking about games.
We're gonna have we're gonna do an E3 roundup. Get excited for that, and by that I mean I'll just talk for about 10 minutes and then we'll move on.
Okay.
There's some fun E3 stuff happening this week, and we probably will talk about it a little bit.
I'll talk to you about the new trailer that I saw this morning for a film that I don't think you're going to want to watch, but I definitely want to watch.
What was it? No, talk about it now.
It's called Good Night, Christopher Robin.
Okay.
And it's a very early trailer, but it looks like it's about C.M. Milnes and Winnie the Pooh.
Okay.
And his son, Christopher Robin.
Yeah.
And it just looks really, really cute. It looks so cute. So I'm super excited for that.
Nice.
But I literally saw it like 10 minutes before we started recording, and I forgot to tell you about it.
About 4 hours ago when we started recording one.
Oh, has it been that long?
No, it certainly feels like it.
Oh, bedtime.
Definitely. Well, let's wrap this up, actually. Yeah, you can find us, if you liked this and want to hear more of it, or see more of us, you can find us on the webs at cuttingroomfloor.blog. That's our website. Our podcast is always up there, always up to date there. We are on Twitter at CRFloorPod, and I'm on Twitter at bdogcarter. And
I
yourself?
am at speckle_15.
We are Cutting Room Floor Pod on Instagram. And tweet us in with murder ideas if you want.
not ideas of how to murder people,
but good stuff that you've watched.
Yeah, any true crime that you find interesting. I'm listening to about 6 different true crime podcasts.
Yeah.
I've watched, I think, the first 3 series of Forensic Files at the moment. I'm slowly getting through them.
So much.
But yeah, any true crime recommendations, books, are always welcome as well.
And we want to know, as well, who would you cast in random future Dark Universe roles? The weird and wonderful world of Dark Universe obscure characters. Just pick one. Go on Wikipedia, chuck a dart at your screen where you see a name and say that. Pick that one. Don't do that. You might damage your screen. But but yeah, definitely tweet us in at CRFloorPod. Last but not least, we'd just like to thank our friend TenYearsGone, who did our theme song.
He is brilliant.
If I've done this right, you should hear it at the beginning of this episode for the first time with our new brand spangly new intro. Yeah, if you hear it and you like what you hear, he is 10 Years Gone on Twitter and everywhere else pretty much. 10 Years Gone, all one word.
Is he on Spotify as well?
He is on Spotify, yep.
So you can go and hear more of his stuff on Spotify.
Absolutely. He's just starting out, but he's phenomenal.
He's super good.
And he has given us this stuff pro bono, so
even better.
So we can promote his stuff. But yeah, no. We have a Gmail, crfloorpod@gmail.com, if you wanted to email in with anything, any ideas for future episodes. We are a pretty much everything podcast, as you already heard, so we love a bit of everything.
We'll talk about anything, really.
Oh, yeah. Okay, then.
So long as it's not illegal.
And on that bombshell. We'll see you guys later on.
Alright, bye!
Bye!